Hey everyone, and welcome to today's DZone Fireside Chat with Google and MongoDB. My name is Jesse, Chief Technologist here at DZone, and we're excited that you've chosen to join us today. This chat is all about how MongoDB and Google Cloud come together to help developers increase the speed of innovation, scale their environments, and simplify operations to build modern-day smart apps. I'm pleased to be here with Delphin and Fred, our experts, who are going to be giving us their insights today. Guys, why don't you take a minute and introduce yourselves? Fred, let's start with you.
Thanks, Jesse. So, hi everyone. Happy to have you there. I'm Fred Favelin. I'm technical director at MongoDB, and with my co-host Delphin. Welcome, Delphin.
Thank you, Fred. So my name is Delphin Barankanira. I am ISV Cloud Partner Lead at Google. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, welcome again to both of you. We're so excited to have your expertise here today. I'm sure our viewers are excited and ready to learn what you've prepared for us. So why don't we jump in? Fred, tell us a little bit about what led you both to wanting to share this with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse. So what we would like to share today is around two main points. And the first one is about how to drive the home of data connection to applications, how accessibility and infrastructure with a broad range of use cases is helpful with large amounts of data. And the second point is about MongoDB Atlas developer data platform, how we got there and why we see this going, how the different organizations are really using it to build their software applications, and how it is building them a competitive edge. The data is really the lifeblood of every applications, and every applications need a database. And the problem is that most of database technologies were really designed more than 40 years ago, before the cloud, before the mobile, even before the internet. So this is where we're going to really discuss on, and how MongoDB Atlas and Google Cloud really are helping companies really to get this competitive advantage.
That's fascinating. And you're right. I mean, when you look back at the last 40 years of databases, things have changed tremendously since flat files, DBase, Fox Pro. Then we went to things like Oracle, and now we've got great modern day databases like MongoDB, which I think is awesome. Delphin, from your view at Google, do you see the same things that Fred is talking about here? What's your perspective?
Yeah, really, absolutely. So really what we see recently, and especially during the pandemic, right, what we have observed is that really the need for digital transformation for companies has accelerated. And really companies need to innovate faster, better, and really offer differentiated service. And this is true actually, regardless of an industry in which they are. So we really see several things. So we see that actually, really what customer expects, they expect to access their service online. They expect to access their service actually from any kind of device, whether this is mobile, tablets. They really also expect you to offer them differentiated services. And actually, really, they want you to offer them customized experience, and they want you to offer to them, a service they will like, and they will propose to their friends and recommend to them. So really, this is what we have been seeing, and we've been working together with MongoDB to facilitate that. And this is true for all kinds of industry, whether this is in manufacturing, financial services, retail, and so on. So we really have been doing our work with MongoDB team to really help, accelerate this digital transformation.
That's a huge trend, Delphin. I'm glad you brought that up. The pandemic changed everything. But even before the pandemic, it was interesting. We were getting into that phase where it reminds me of a quote: every company is a software company. It's in everything that we do. It's in my watch, it's in my phone, it's in the stuff that we're using here, it's in my car. That term was coined many years ago, but the idea that we hit the accelerator during the pandemic, I think, is pretty interesting. It seems like you're saying that during this acceleration during the pandemic, that's where you guys started stepping up to meet the needs of developers and companies to be faster. And I think that's awesome. Fred, Is this the same thing that you're seeing over in Mongo?
Yeah, and as you said, what the pandemic has really reinforced is that the company's competitive advantage today is really using software and data to drive the business.
Mm.
And also, when you need to connect to customer digitally, when you need to be digital first in terms of how you engage, not just with your customers, but with your partners, suppliers, knowing how to use the software and the data becomes really, really important. And you can't really buy your competitive advantage.
Right.
You need to build it. What I mean by that is that you can buy third-party softwares, or whether it's CRM, supply chain, HR software, but your competitors can do it as well. Your real competitive advantage comes down to really building these software applications that's going to really transform your business. So what that really means is, are you giving your developers a tool as to be as productive as possible? That's why we think we add a lot of value in partnership with Google, where we can help developers really increase the pace of acceleration to build amazing applications. That's really transform the business. And when you talk to a development team, the biggest challenge they have is actually managing the data. The data is the most valuable asset within the company. Think about any application. What it would be without relevant data, timely data. And so data becomes a really important part of how people build these applications. And if you don't have a data platform that enables you that, you really struggle. And the challenge becomes home when people start using legacy technologies such as relational databases. They are not designed for any way of developers things and the way to code. They are not designed to scale. They were here really to address problems which were there 40 years ago, but not the modern problems. And they are not really designed also for fault tolerance. There are those problems that we are addressing in our partnership with Google. And we are seeing a lot of success with customers who are using the combined technologies.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm excited. As a developer and a manager of development teams, I know how hard it is to tear yourself and your applications away from some of those older database technologies. But the fact is, the underlying database technology is still the same technology it was 40 years ago. They just keep adding things on top of it and to the side of it. Whereas Mongo, as you said, is built from the ground up for these type of apps. And Google Cloud was built from the ground up for these type of applications. So it's, this whole cloud first way that these things were designed is really interesting. Developers, as you guys said, they're the modern day architects and the builders of this new age. So they need to be equipped appropriately to deliver these needs to the business. So I want to talk a little bit about what, we've kind of got some background, but what is the meat and potatoes here? What is it that Google, Delphin, let's go with you first, is providing to these developers to help them in their efforts accelerate and push this digital transformation forward in their company?
Right. So really, this is a fantastic question. So actually, we are already helping customers and actually partners in their digital transformation effort in different ways. So number one, really, it's about speed of innovation. And this is by simplifying the experience they have with the platform. So what we want is really to help them, enable them to, in the way they design application, they deploy application, they operate applications. We want them to make this very simple. And we do this by really eliminating the complexity, right? When they run MongoDB on Atlas. And really what we want is that what used to take several weeks or months, it's, to have a fully operational infrastructure, they can be able to do this in one click. They can have infrastructure creation. And actually, this can be done in a standardized way and with several blueprints that can be repeated, right? So this is really the first thing we do around speed of innovation. But we don't stop there. Number two, what we do, it's really to enable the developer ecosystem to build scalable applications. So we want that they can start small and really grow fast. Think like when you are a developer, you don't know how your application will be successful. So you want to be able to handle spikes or to handle huge traffic. Think about the Black Friday, right? So we want to make sure that developer can build secure applications, and really this is what we are doing to give them the foundation to help them build scalable application. And actually, guess what you just said? We don't stop there. So we are helping them also, simplify the operations. So we do a lot of work that takes away the complexity about operating MongoDB Atlas on GCP. And actually, if you think about it, this is not anymore about keeping the lights on. This is really about making the organizations that rely on both platforms, MongoDB and Google Cloud, confident enough so that they can go back home at night and really don't be worried about questions like, will we be able to handle the capacity needs? Will we be able to handle the availability required or to have the protection required? So this is the real kind of things we do. One good example is the deployment of MongoDB Atlas on GCP at Forbes. So, Forbes, the 100-year-old publisher, which is very well known for its business journalism. So they have been able to migrate their CMS from on-prem to MongoDB Atlas on GCP. What we can see is that they are able to serve more than 140 million users per month. And that's also they have been able to accelerate their release cycle by 4 times, but at the same time, they have been able to reduce their TCO by 25%. This is the 3 different ways how we help organization, speed up the innovation, scale the application, and simplify operations.
Yeah, and if we can go there, also the increase of speed of innovation, the scaling of applications, the simplifications of operation is true for both MongoDB and GCP. The organization in every industry really depends on this competitive age, and with the data, which is really the lifeblood of everything within the company. With MongoDB and MongoDB Atlas, which is a developer data platform, this is really designed for modern applications. It's really answering developer pains and 3 developer challenges. The first one is how to innovate really fast. This is what the business is requesting to everyone. And the speed of innovation is really key for the enterprise success. Whether the enterprise wants to create a new service or product, the capacity of adapting themselves and adding new features that the users are expecting are really key. Not only to ensure the customer satisfaction, but also to keep up with the competition. And the developers need really a friendly platform to remove all the complexity around stage of application lifecycle. The second challenge is about the features and the enterprise features. The scalability is key for developers. They need to be able to start small and scale fast for very large setups. We never know when we are building and starting to build a new application or a new solution, how it's going to scale at some point. Right. And they need to handle also temporal spike. So Delphin just spoke about a Black Friday. How do we handle those spikes? How do we handle those capacity management? The upgrade, not only to manage the infrastructure, but also the application. And for sure, we need also the security. And the latest challenge is about the data integrations. We need to create more value and more value coming out of the data to be really able to enrich other data sets to create more insights, more insight, more values. And all of these 3 challenges is why developers love MongoDB. It has been voted by the industry most wanted non-relational modern database 5 years in a row. This is transitioning into more adoptions, which can also be seen in the gain within the most popular and most wanted category. And that's why MongoDB has more than 33,000 customers, including legacy brands and more than half of the Fortune 100. That are also some of the world fastest growing startups.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. It is fascinating. Delphin, you mentioned, you got to scale, and you got to scale well, and you don't know when it's going to happen. We all remember, years ago, you would go to a website, and if that website became popular, it would go down. There would be some great new note-taking app for developers, and we'd all go to try to take notes, and it just couldn't handle the traffic. So I think that's a really cool feature, besides the speed of innovation, but that ultimate scalability that we expect all cloud apps to have nowadays. And it's actually really hard to build on your own. So that's why I want to dig in a little bit, if we can, on how we're actually going to do this stuff, right? I love how you said that Atlas and GCP come together and work well together. And this modern database and how different it is than older traditional databases is a big reason why. 5 years in a row on the most wanted database is also kind of cool, Fred. So congratulations again. But I want to know, tell us, we're dying to know, how do we actually achieve all this? These are all great results. They're all great stories, but how do we actually put it together? How does it actually work?
Right. That's a great question, Jose. So actually, really, both platforms are quite popular if you see among developer community. And actually, Google Cloud especially is the platform of choice for developer, really because we offer the most open platform for, with tons of innovations, and we help them really create great applications. So if you think about it, our approach is the way to go and meet the developer where they are. So whether actually it's a developer who are still leveraging virtual machine, we are offering them a large choice, of compute engine VM, with different computing options to address their different kinds of workloads. So for each type of compute engine, we provide flexible, scalable, hardware optimized, to help them innovate fast and cheaper. So whether, for example, they want to use the general purpose VM for any standard of kind of web application or typical general workload, they can use cost optimized or balanced or scale out VMs. But if they have some specific workloads, they can have things like compute optimized, they can have things like memory optimized, or even accelerator optimized with GPU and TPUs. So this is really something that is critical for them, and we are really meeting them where they are. We don't stop there. If the customers or partners or organization want to develop cloud native applications and they are, moving away from waterfall to, agile, CI/CD, and even SRE, we are offering them Kubernetes. As you know, Google has been really one of the most active member, pushing and promoting Kubernetes. And actually, we are offering them Google Kubernetes engine. We think features like autopilot, which makes the cluster management quite simpler. So we are really helping them, to move into this cloud native development, and all together with MongoDB. Now, if they want just to build application, don't want to take care of the infrastructure, we are offering them Google Cloud Functions. So Google Cloud Functions is like, think like if you are a developer, you want just to focus on your application. You don't want to take care at all to the infrastructure that supports your application. And you could build things like event-driven architecture, like when an event arrives, you can trigger some code, and this can be really automated and very simple for you. You can really focus on building your great application. And we don't stop there. What we see now, we see that we are getting more and more interest into CloudRun. So what is CloudRun for people who don't know? So CloudRun is like the best of Cloud Function and Kubernetes. CloudRun is basically a container serverless platform. So you do not have to manage the infrastructure. So what does this mean? It means that as a developer, you can co-focus on building your great application, and CloudRun will take care of scaling. So it's going to spoon. It's going to create CloudRun. I repeat this one. CloudRun will scale automatically your instance to address the capacity demands, and you will only pay for resources that you use. So you can see that whatever development language you use, you are all covered. So this is how we do this. and we work together with MongoDB, basically to help to put in the hands of the developer, a platform that's really offering them the speed of innovation, which with a developer-friendly platform with all the elasticity and scalability they need. And this is really what we are bringing to them today, and really to help them build great applications.
Awesome. That was a lot. So we've got a lot of tools and a nice little step-by-step, a couple of things that we just showed to kind of help people get started. I love the graphics. Now, as we start moving on these projects, we start with these steps that you just outlined. And Fred, on your side, there's got to be a reason why Mongo works so well here and why developers love it, right? So what stands out with Google Cloud Platform through these steps we just talked about? How does that come together for Mongo, and why is it so valuable for developers?
Yeah, and let's start with what really developer wants. And what developer wants is, first of all, to be able to modernize existing and build new types of applications. Right. Being able to scale from zero opportunities, fast starts, lower resource consumptions. And this is where CloudRun will be a really good fit, I'll say. The second thing that they want is really to develop. They want to better code quality, use best practices, reuse Blue, number of coders supported, and this is what they want. And this is the art of their job. But they want also to build, and they want to streamline CI/CDs. And this is with MongoDB serverless instances, which provide also developer experience. So what is MongoDB? And MongoDB Atlas is now a developer data platform. It's a world preeminent developer data platform for building the application of today and tomorrow. Enterprises everywhere are feeling an extraordinary sense of urgency to use software and data as a competitive advantage. And MongoDB enables organizations to build this innovative and highly scalable applications faster than any other data platform. Because we have everything within our technology, thanks to the document model, which is really helping developers to code and think the same way, so that the developer productivity and the scalability is really here. They are really building ground up with a distributed architecture. Within a developer mindshare, we were building, and MongoDB has been built by developers for developers. So that's really helping also to develop, within the sense and the blood of and lifeblood of MongoDB, to really build things and to really ensure that the developer productivity will be at the sense and at the heart of everything that we are going to do at our engineering standpoint. That's why we want also to reduce the cognitive load. That's why we have been really well and most wanted 5 years in a row. But also we need to be infrastructure independent. You can run it anywhere, from on-prem to a private cloud to public cloud. And this is really important because most of the people are going to maybe start from their laptop and want to move to Google Cloud without changing any line of code. And this is where really it's really helpful also for MongoDB really to be there to help developers to be the one who is going to answer that challenge.
Yeah, that's huge, right? What developers want, they want to code faster. They want to code higher quality. They want things integrated in. And it sounds like this starts to come together with the Google tools and Mongo as a backend plugging in easily with it. And it allows developers to get a lot of stuff really quick. I won't say for free. I'm sure there's some setup, right? It's not 100% free. I love how y'all are grinning. Right. It's not a sales pitch. The developer's going to know better, but I think there's a tremendous amount of value in it, right? So now we've got kind of the front end app pieces with Google, with GCP, right? With Google Cloud Platform. And then we've got the back end with Mongo and how that integrates in. That's awesome. So now we can stop, we can celebrate our achievement, we can ship our code, and make our people happy. Or is there something else? Delphin, I think you're grinning. I think you have something that you want to add here.
Yeah, you have a very good point. So yeah, so I agree. You know, with what we have just discussed so far, we are able to build great application, right? I mean, definitely we are, you know, offering a fantastic platform. Now, building, you know, good application, you know, with MongoDB, this is nice. This is awesome. But, you know, building scalable but intelligent application is really even better. Do you agree? So what we want, in addition to what we have said, is to enable developer to build smarter application. This is a new paradigm that we are bringing possible. This is something that haven't been possible before. So what we want is really to leverage the experience that Google is bringing, because Google has, you know, constantly leveraged AI to solve some of the toughest challenges on the market. Right. Actually, when you look at it, you know, for example, you know, when you look at the services that most of people use, you know, those services has actually more than 1 billion users. You know, they have really been, you know, made fantastic, or they have been really made popular also because they are bringing tons of innovations, and they have a lot of intelligent, smart intelligence built in, right? So if you think about it, when you look at those services, right? For example, from enhancing performance search with machine learning algorithm, or if you think about how we have been sharpening content recommendation on YouTube, or how we are bringing a realistic voice and language understanding to Google Assistant, right, with WaveNet. So Google has been constantly leveraging AI to solve those problems. And what we are trying to do now is to make those services and those innovations available for a developer, right? This is really actually the heart of the proposal we are making today. And you were asking me, so Delphin, how you do this, right? So how do you help developer build a smart application? So we do this in 3 different ways, right? So we have 3 different classes of machine learning solutions that we can provide to developer. Number 1, this is about leveraging pre-trained model API. So in this scenario, basically, machine learning API can be integrated within a developer application. And those machine learning API can be actually augment developer application by, you know, opening the door to unlimited use cases. Think about if you are able to build application and interact with the application by integrating a text-to-speech or speech-to-text API. So you are going to make your application, right, interactive. Think about adding vision API. You can actually integrate with like image recognition or your camera. So you can now be able to integrate your camera within the application. Think about if you are building websites and you are receiving different tons of comments or reviews from your customers. Think if you could have an automated way to analyze their sentiment. So we are doing things like natural language processing, where basically developer can integrate those API, and they don't need actually to be able to know how to do machine learning. They just integrate those, you know, libraries within their code, whether they are developing in Java, Python, whatever language they are developing. They can really take advantage of those machine learning API and don't have to do anything else, right? Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. Yeah. And so tying together the application, right, and now this available kind of prepackaged APIs for AI and ML, a huge step. If I'm a developer, I'm excited. I'm engaged. I'm working with tools and processes that both of you have taken so much time to build, which eliminates red tape, helps me build things faster, helps me build things really faster. That's really, really cool, right? And as a developer, I want people to use our software, and my business wants it out in the market as quickly as we can. And I think that's cool. As we're running out of time, we have just a couple minutes left. I have one final request for you guys. There's tons of room for innovation. We're solving a lot of problems. We're modernizing our applications. But as we wrap up our time, what are the big takeaways that you want our viewers, our developers, our technical leaders, these guys and girls out there building these applications? What is it that you want to take away? If you've got just 1 or 2 more minutes, and Fred, we'll start with you. What is it that you want people to take away from our time today?
So enabling developers and architects really to build smarter applications, bring the latest innovation from MongoDB and Google Cloud serverless solutions with AI and ML. So the software-defined economy is really the developer-defined economy. And developer biggest problem are data problem for today, and we are talking about how to solve them.
Right.
So if your database cannot keep up with a piece of application evolution, you're held back within the innovation. So together with Google Cloud, we can run end-to-end serverless analytics platform, and with MongoDB Atlas, we have really coupled with core Google services like BigQuery, Dataproc to solve most complex data problem. And we are really here to help them to innovate fast, to provide enterprise features, security, scalability, upgrades, capacity management, but also have all the data integrations in order to make your end-to-end solutions by being able to extract all the power and the value out of the data sits within the company.
Cool. Delphin, what do you want to add? Big takeaway.
Right. So I fully agree with Fred. So, and we make this possible, this integration with MongoDB, because we've been able actually to work together to build different integration templates. And actually, we are able, to stream or batch data from MongoDB to Google Cloud Data Cloud. So basically, when you think about it, putting MongoDB and Google Cloud together, you are really now having an end-to-end data analytics platform that is serverless, that is no ops, that is highly available, that is highly resilient. And really, all together, we can really address quite the new opportunities and address different industry challenges like in retail. We can address problems like product recommendation, customer loyalty offers. Like think about e-commerce. One of the biggest challenges in e-commerce is how to reduce churn, how to do targeted promotion, right? You want to receive a promotion that is relevant for you, right? So we can address things like personalized experiences and, risk analysis and fraud detection in financial services. We are together, putting together MongoDB and Google Cloud Data Analytics and AI. We can address, most of the biggest challenges in personalized ads. You want to receive an ad that is relevant for you. You don't want to receive an ad that is not relevant. And things like news or video recommendation has become very, very critical. And together we can solve those problems like in manufacturing. Manufacturing is moving away to building things like inventory optimization, right? You want to be able to build just in time, to order just in time. You want to be able to have some logistic optimization. So really what we see is that putting together the strengths of MongoDB, one of the best, one or if not the best, the document database together with Google Data Cloud, we are really able not only to help developers and architects innovate faster, we are able to help them accelerate and build scalable application. We are able to simplify operations so they can go to bed at night and not be worried. Also, we are helping them open the door to unlimited new use cases by combining the Google Cloud machine learning and artificial intelligence solutions together with MongoDB. So this is really what we are bringing.
Perfect.
To the developer community. So we hope they are excited about those innovations.
You should be excited. I'm excited. I hope everyone out there is excited. Listen, thank you both for taking the time to join us for this fireside chat. It was great spending some time sharing this with our audience, with our developers. And now we have a complete picture of how Google Cloud and MongoDB are a great fit for building amazing apps. And developers get a lot of tools today, but this, as we were saying, is an end-to-end solution that allows you to accelerate that innovation, build stuff faster. And I love the idea of building the AI and the ML into it with some ready-made APIs. We hope, well, first of all, we want to thank you all for joining, for those of you out there. And we hope that you enjoyed this fireside chat. We appreciate you choosing to spend your time with us today. And if you'd like to see more events like this, you can go to dzone.com/webinars and access our entire on-demand library. We'll see you next time.